Good day. Welcome to our first recording of 2018, and this is with the opening of the Business School's summer school. This is now the Northwest School of Business and Governance, and I've got two wonderful guests today. Firstly, the director of the school, Professor Fulu Netswera, and secondly, the keynote speaker of the morning, Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman. My first question goes to you, Fulu. Today's opening was about the new MBA and the students, and we had a wonderful address by Dr. Imtiaz Sooliman. Can you expand from your role as the school director about the importance of social responsibility in training somebody for an MBA?
Social responsibility has become one of the biggest business throughout the world. Whether we're talking corporate social responsibility or we're talking work that is done by what we normally and generally call the third sector, has become important and integral to the work that MBA students should be trained into becoming experts. Because corporates needs to share with society out of their profits. So we need to balance maximizing profit with giving back to society. So this is how it has become extremely important.
Thank you. Dr. Sooliman, welcome.
Thank you.
We invited you specifically because this is your field. You have established yourself as a global player in the business of rescue and being involved in all kinds of crises. Tell us a little bit more about your message that you gave to the students this morning in talking about Gift of the Givers.
Well, specifically in terms of the type of students we have, MBA students, it's about excelling in the type of business field that they go into. You know, we need skilled personnel in South Africa who can take the country at a higher level. We've made great advances in science and technology, but we've lagged behind. You know, in business, in government, and even in the country and in the continent, we've lagged behind in spirituality, in compassion, and in service to fellow being. I was speaking recently at another business school, you know, in December, and there were overseas guests there. And when I gave my message, he said, "Do you mean we need to change the way we are teaching our students? We tell them to do everything possible to make progress in the business world, even if you have to trample on somebody and push them down." I got horrified when he told me that, but he was honest. I said, "My friend, in life, it's about sharing. The more you share, the more you receive, the more you grow. Because when you take somebody else with you, there's a spiritual element that people don't realize. It's called blessing. People who don't understand, who haven't experienced it, won't know. But those who understand spirituality and blessing will know the value you get by taking care of someone else." So we're not saying downskill, or don't work, or don't make money, or don't make profits. We're saying in everything that you do, excel, but remember there's a share for someone else in the profits that you make.
Well, your message went down very well, and I think the students really appreciated it, and your presentation was extremely well received. But how do you fund an enterprise like this? Because you showed us the ambulances, you showed us the hospitals, you showed us the rescue teams. These things take money. How do you fund it?
Again, it's a spiritual thing. My spiritual teacher told me that I will never look for money. He told me that in 1992. And almost 26 years later, I've never looked for money. But there's a qualification that in whatever you do, you must be the best at what you do. And I always tell my teams, if people don't bring us money, then we're not doing something right. If we're doing the right things, they will come out searching for us because they know we're doing the right things. And my teams, like in the MBA and in business, we appraise ourselves all the time. We look at our infrastructure, we look at our skills, we look at our admin, we look at our finances, we appraise our quality, our work standards, our ethics all the time to improve. And more when people see that, when the business see that, when media see it, people come to say, "You know what, you guys work like a corporate, we like to support you." And more than that, they see the end result, that the recipients get more than what we promise.
Yeah, you told us about the transparency, but how big is the outfit, if I can call it that? You obviously are running a day-to-day management of the Gift of the Givers. What's the size and those kind of things?
Relatively, it's not big for the amount of stuff that we do. We have 5 offices and 4 warehouses in South Africa. So there's 100 full-time staff in South Africa. That includes, we have 45 vehicles. So remember, we need drivers, we need packers, we need cleaners, then we have receptionists, we have internal accountants, we have project managers. That's only in the country. Outside the country, we have offices in other parts of the world. And in an operation like Syria, where we run the biggest hospital in the whole north of the country, we have 230 staff, local staff, medical personnel, nurses, doctors, cleaners, security people, and we fund the whole hospital ourselves. So like that, those are separate entities that work on their own. But in South Africa, specifically, there's about 100 people. Because we run feeding schemes like in NWU University. We've got a kitchen in Helen Joseph Hospital. So all those things take cluster teams to run all those projects.
Maybe one or two of the crises that you've dealt with in South Africa itself over the last year or two. I think you mentioned Knysna. Were there others?
Yes, it started off last year in Hout Bay with the fires in Hout Bay. We responded to that, helped people with food parcels and rebuilding. Then came Knysna. Knysna was a very integrated response. We first sent in bottled water the first night it happened because the firefighters had used all the water. So the public required water. We sent in a full truck of water. Then we sent in emergency rescue personnel. We sent in 2 ambulances, advanced life support ambulances, to move patients from Knysna to George and to other places. We sent in a 13-member qualified, highly specialized medical team to help the medical personnel. Then, of course, we brought in the teams for food parcels, blankets, building material for all the people. We looked at bee rehabilitation. 22 million bees died, and we're busy with a very active bee rehabilitation program. Then the animals were hungry, the wild animals and the cats, and I mean the cows and the pigs and the sheep. We brought fodder for them. Then the cats and the dogs were hungry, and we brought pet food for them. And we also looked and started building reconstruction in Knysna. Very big project. Then came Beaufort West, running dry. We sent in our own geologist, a guy called Dr. Gideon Groenewald from Bloemfontein. When nobody says there's no water, we found 1 million liters a day. We're going to be putting more water in the town. And now we're busy very actively looking at the crisis in Cape Town.
Okay. My last question goes to you, Fulu. As the newly appointed director of the business school, how do you think, in a last few ideas, how can we do what he is saying, which makes an appeal on all business people? How do you think we can integrate that with our own MBA?
What I've also observed with the MBA as it evolves is that it is taking on the question of the third sector. Now you will see that the Worldwide Fund had been seriously involved in the restructuring of the MBA, and they want the MBA to address issues such as taking care of the wild and making sure that we take care of each other. The social and the moral responsibility question is seriously being interrogated and then integrated as part of the MBA. I would like us to get to a stage here at our own school where we work with organizations like this, big foundations, including local small foundations, and make sure that work in the third sector is also integral to the MBA training and teaching methodologies.
Well, thank you for that. Thank you, Imtiaz, for allowing us this short interview. With that, we reach the end of this recording, the first one of 2018, but please stay tuned in. We will have several, at least once a month, coming to you. Thank you.